capitalism is pretty crazy, man. It's all about profits, and retirement is an issue that comes up because it's supposed to be a point in your life to which you have worked so many years already. Not only that, but you're also getting up in age. And so, usually your always obviously sort of physical ability declines, etc., etc. But you want to enjoy other stuff as well. You know what I'm saying? Not just working. Our capitalistic system, for the vast majority of people, it's just basically shackle work. Doing dumb garbage that no one really wants to do, but they're forced to do it because they have to. You know what I'm saying? There's only a very, very small margin of the population who's lucky enough, blessed enough, to be able to do, what they actually want to do, their passion job. And this is something that's going to be a debate that we're going to have in terms of automation, because automation can actually be a really good thing, because we can just socialize the means of production and, do a radical redistribution of wealth, and people can stop wasting their time doing dead-end jobs, doing inhumane work, like sitting at an office desk 8 hours a fucking day, and they can do what they actually want to do, which is awesome, and that's what we should do. But there's apparently a poll that came out that showed that about a quarter of the population says that they will never retire. Let's see how this Fox News guest reacts to this.
Well, retirement inching closer to becoming a thing of the past for a lot of Americans. In fact, a recent poll finds nearly 1 in 4 people don't expect to ever leave the workforce. This as the number of people working multiple jobs also spiking. So why are so many people financially unfit to call it quits? Well, it's up for debate, so let's ask Trend Micro CIO Donald Luskin. These kind of polls are always around, right? The Bankrate does some things and other folks, but it's always alarming. 32% of people say they'll retire before age 65, which might be unrealistic, but 23% said never. Is that worrisome for you, Donald?
It doesn't worry me personally. I guess I'm one of those people who plans never to retire. I mean, I got to tell you, what do people do when they retire? How do you spend a day? I mean, is bowling that interesting? Is fishing that interesting? I mean, I happen to love my work. Why do I want to stop it? It's not like it hurts. Why would I stop it? This is great. What a great country where we have the opportunity to keep working. What a miracle where our lives are long enough and we're healthy enough and mentally alert enough so that we don't have to retire like generations before us. This is a great blessing. You should embrace it.
Straight up propaganda is what that is. Now, I'm not even sure what exactly this guy even is, but Fox News in general, obviously, someone like Tucker Carlson, these other big hosts are millionaires funded by billionaires. And so basically what it is, people watch these Fox News segments, and they then proceed to believe what they're saying, and it's this propaganda coming from the top to brainwash the bottom. That's what they're doing. So no, you shouldn't, quote, embrace it. The truth of the matter is, like I said earlier, is that the vast majority of people don't get to do jobs that they actually enjoy. It has to be dead-end shackle work. And nobody wants to do that. Honestly, if you really think about life, for the vast majority of people, that's kind of a shitty cycle that we have, where it's almost like people are not even considered, it's not even a thought process for humans anymore. You're expected to do some shit that you're not interested in for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, working full time. And then you have a little bit of the time on the weekends. And so people even have to work weekends and stuff like that. And it's just a really, I would say vicious cycle, if you ask me, a very vicious cycle. And no, it's not something to embrace. That doesn't make any sense. None of what he just said makes any sense. And if anything, this kind of stuff should really turn you away from capitalism in general. If you've got a system in which it's trying to get you to work longer, when you get up in age, that's probably not a system that you want to support. People not only do their job situations suck now, but they should certainly be able to retire at the age of 65. Now, again, for that little marginal portion of the population who actually gets to do what they want for their jobs and actually enjoy it, Maybe those people want to work into those, later ages because they're not doing backbreaking labor. They're doing things like, being a TV host and stuff like that, which is not as physically demanding, right? Or even, just not as difficult as, being a welder or something like that, So this pretty scary, to be honest. It's trying to shape the American population into these working zombies. And just think about it, man. Like, think about 65-year-olds plus working like fast food places, retail jobs. I mean, if you've seen like a Sicko, I believe it was Sicko from Michael Moore. I'd seen part of it, and it's just, there's this really old man who's working, and it's just like sad to see, man, because that's not what they should be doing at that age. It's pretty scary, actually. And it's pretty wild that they're doing this, although it's not surprising.